Just a quick video. This one is, why is this fascist? This, I'm not sure if anybody's seen it, it's a roll of meat, it's minced meat with bits like liver and other items, and it's got a skin around it. It's called a faggot. Now, I know that faggot is a derogatory term nowadays in certain circles, but it has been used in Britain for this roll of meat, this little pudding. It's called a faggot. Often you have it with peas and potato. Now, why is it fascist? Because a faggot used to also be a man who collected twigs or little pieces of wood from the woodland, and then he would bring it in and sell it, because these would be used as kindling for fires. So he would be, person getting these bits of wood would be faggot. So a bundle of sticks is called a faggot. Now, this is because of the word fascist, which comes from the same roots, because the Italians, who were the beginning of fascism, it wasn't Hitler who started fascism, it was Mussolini and the Italians, and their symbol was a bunch of twigs that are bound together. If you see their emblems and on stamps, you would get this symbol of a bundle of twigs, because if you have one twig, you can break it easily, but if you put a number of twigs together in a bundle, you can't break it. So that's how this idea of fascism came in. So they've got the same roots. I'm not sure why this has become the name of a piece of food, but when I was growing up, people did have faggots because it was a cheap meat, because it was just bits of leftover organs. Often it's very similar to like a Scottish haggis, really. It's a way of getting cheap meat, mincing it together, putting it in some skin, and then having it as a cheap meat with potatoes, mashed potatoes to soak up the gravy, peas, carrots, and onion gravy. So that is a faggot, if everybody doesn't know. So it's not a derogatory term in England as such. It is an ancient name for a person who gathers twigs and this rather tasty meal. You don't get these very often now in England. I got this from a local butcher in Aldeburgh on the Suffolk coast. But when I was growing up in the 50s and 60s, my parents used to have a lot of faggots and offal as well, because they would have things like liver and bacon. That used to be a big thing. People like tripe, which was like lungs and stuff like that. That was also a big thing. Lard, these things that you don't have nowadays because people have more money to buy more expensive cuts of meat. But in those days, that's what people relied on. So I hope that gave you an idea of where this came from, and I hope sometime that you'll be able to taste this as well. Okay, bye.